Hey guys, it's Jo from Daisy. It's day 3 of our 7-day journaling masterclass, and today we're going to be setting up our first monthly spread, which is January 2021. The way I set up my monthly spreads is pretty typical of what I see online with other people doing, but the key really is to experiment and work out what works best for you. Lots of people like to use a theme for their monthly spreads, which is great. So they'll pick a theme and decorate the spread based on that theme. Or you could just do colours, or you can simply do it black and white. It's totally your choice. So don't feel that you have to live up to any sort of bullet journal expectation. The spread that I'm going to do today is going to be very simple. It's going to be black and then it's going to be purple, which anyone that follows Daisy will know that it's my favourite colour. And when we're setting up a monthly spread, what I tend to do is have a cover page for the month. So it's kind of an introduction to the month in your journal, separates it like the beginning of a chapter. And what I'm going to do with this monthly spread is basically lay out just the name of the month. I'm going to have a tab so that I can find the month very easily in the journal, and I'm going to write down the goals that I want to achieve that month. So I'm going to pop on, where are we? The month. And what I do to make sure it's centered is find the middle letter, which is U, and then work out from that. And that helps to make sure that you are centered on the page. I'm going to just literally write out the month, and then I'll show you a few ways that you can decorate it in a second. And this is our pocket alphabet stencil set. There's 2. And it's quite a cute font. It's a bit of a mixture of uppercase and lowercase. January. Excuse me, spelling out words. It's the sort of thing that I'll make massive errors in because I'm talking and not paying attention. So there's my name. I'm going to do a drop shadow. Let me zoom in so that you can see a bit more closely. Whoa, how I do that. So I've got the word there. What I do is take the same letter, and you see if you line it up on there, and then take it a little bit down and a little bit to the right. So you're kind of overlapping the word. And then what I do is fill in the bits of the letter that aren't covered by the original letter. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it kind of looks like that. So take it on top, slightly to the right, slightly down, and then I won't do this part of the letter because it's going to be behind the letter that I've already drawn. It's the bits that poke out to the left, to the right, sorry, and behind. I don't know if I'm describing that very well, but hopefully you get what I mean. So you want to literally imagine that this letter here is in front, and you're moving it down and to the right, and you're showing the bits that would peek out from behind. My eyes on there. Like this. So that's my word with a drop shadow behind it. I do also need to add in where the spaces would be, and the drop shadows in those. There we go. So that's my sort of title on the page. I'm going to zoom back out again so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to add a highlight for me to write over. I find by doing it underneath, it just means that I won't get any sort of smudging. I'll leave that to dry for a second. And I'm going to use I'm hoping I've got scissors nearby. Let me grab those. Daisy washi tape. Top on the bottom of the page, just add a little bit of detail. Like this. And I've just added in the words important dates so that I can list my important dates below. I'm going to add in a bit of cross hatching to the drop shadow. And this is going to be a very simple monthly spread and monthly cover page. I'm just trying to show you kind of the basics, and then you can elaborate it and make it more interesting based on your theme or colour preference or whatever washi tape that you have. And then what I'm going to take is my calendar tabs here. Which, if you can, oh, that's better. I can zoom in on those. And the idea with these is that you've got your calendar tab and it's got this little tab area here. And that sticks out of the side of the page. So we stick it so that this edge here, this side edge here, aligns with the side of the page. Like this. And then you fold it over so that you have a little tab sticking out. So when you close your journal, click that, oh, there we go, you can see that little tab, which means that you can easily find the month that you want to look at. That's our calendar tab. I'm going to add in the important dates, and the important dates I can take from my future log that I've already set up. So now I've got my cover page. The next step is to create my monthly spread. There's loads of different ways that you can do that. The most traditional way is to basically list the days of the month in list format, and then you can write next to it what you're doing on that day. You can split it into work and personal. I tend to like a more traditional calendar layout, which I'm going to create using this stencil. The reason I do that is because I like to visually see what's going on in any given month. So I find it a lot easier to see what I'm doing using this kind of format. What I'm going to do actually is, before I start, I'm going to pop some washi tape across the bottom just to keep it in keeping with the cover page. And then remembering what your month looks like. The first day, there's 4 full weeks and then 3 days. So I'm just lining it up with the dots, and then I'm going to trace out the squares that I need. Let me hop over. Remember, on this side, you've got 4 days. You only need 3 rows over here because there's only 7 days in the week. So that's my monthly layout. For me, the purpose of the monthly is really to give you a really visual overview of what you're doing in that month. I don't want all the minutiae of the month. I don't want all of the extra details. I just want to know where I am on what days. So this is why this layout really works for me. I put more detail into my weekly, and then if I use them, my daily spreads. So let's see if this lines up. So as you can see, I've got the days of the week across the top, and then I'm going to add in my dates. And then I'm going to pop my habit stickers down the right hand side. You can do a total page just for habits, or you can squeeze them onto your monthly. It's totally up to you. The habit tracker stickers, or the habit trackers, the aim is that you will focus on a particular habit for that month. So here's mine. So that's my monthly spread for January. The other thing I always do at the beginning of each month is do a monthly master to-do list. Again, this is very personal. I find that it works for me. With my monthly to-do list, I basically download my brain onto the page, all the things that I need to get done in that month. If I'm going through my journal, and if in this one what I would do is go through December's monthly spread and basically migrate any task that I hadn't completed in December that I was supposed to over to January, so that I've got everything that I need to do in one place. I'm not looking back through months and months of to-do lists and things. I find for me that kind of gives me a bit of clarity, make sure that things don't get forgotten. But again, it has to work for you. So you have to experiment with these things and get it to be so that it's right for your needs. I'm just adding a little bit of washi tape so that it all follows over. And if you look on the Daisy website, you'll find loads of different ideas for different ways to lay out your to-do list. I've got to-do lists that involve every time you finish a task, you get to colour something in, playing different games with it, making it really fun. But this is just a really basic, simple to-do list. So that's basically my to-do list page, and then I would add a load of tick boxes for me to add in. You can divide it into personal and work. You could divide it into urgent and non-urgent. There's so many different ways that you could go with the list. But really you just need to experiment what works for you. And what works for you in that particular month as well, because it's going to vary from month to month. There you go. So yeah, that's my monthly spread. It's what I do kind of at its most basic. As I said before, the aim for me with a monthly spread is to see an overview of what I am doing that month, what I need to achieve that month, what my goals are. So I will tailor it depending on what's going on in my life at that time. And then I take what I created in the monthly spread and really kind of drill down on it in my weekly and daily spreads, depending on what I'm trying to focus on. If it's, I don't know, fitness or my eating or productivity, depends on how I tailor my spreads going forward. Hopefully this has just given you a bit of an overview of what a monthly spread or monthly setup looks like, and you can go from there and tweak it and make it work for you. Oh, let's just finish those little tweaky bits and then I'll give you a little quick flick through. So monthly spread starts off with your monthly cover page. You've got your monthly overview, and then my monthly master things to do list. Tomorrow's session, we're going to be having a look at weekly spreads and setting up the first weekly spread of 2021. Keep an eye on your emails. Thank you for watching along, and we'll see you soon.